Hey guys, and welcome back to the JTO channel, and this is a Chelsea related news video, obviously talking all things Chelsea once again. We're back again with the news videos, and we've got a couple updates for you people. We're going to talk about Zouma and his possible imminent move to West Ham. Apparently them and West Ham are close to agreeing a move. Obviously Chelsea and West Ham have agreed, a fee, which means possibilities of Jules Kounde coming to Chelsea, and Chelsea might submit a formal bid to Sevilla very, very soon. And obviously I'm going to talk about Saul and whether he could come to Chelsea or potentially Manchester United. We'll see what's going to happen with that. And obviously lastly I'm going to talk about outgoings that have happened recently. And yeah guys, if you do enjoy this video, if you are happy with the current moves we are making in the transfer market right now in terms of player sales and players that could potentially come in, smash the like button, subscribe, comment, all of that stuff. And yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is Zouma and Jules Kounde, because obviously these two, it relates, you get me. Now, obviously it's come out over the last couple hours, days, that Chelsea and West Ham have verbally agreed a 30 million euro fee for West Ham to give to us, which is around 25 million pounds we're talking. So Chelsea and West Ham have agreed £25 million for Zouma. Obviously before, Chelsea did want 30 million for Zouma. West Ham could not afford it. And Chelsea, because they really do want Jules Kounde and they really are eager to move Zouma on and bring funds in, they are willing to reduce the price down, which is why Chelsea and West Ham have agreed a £25 million fee between them. So West Ham will be paying that to us very soon, depending on what happens with Zouma. Now, obviously, in terms of Zouma, now because this is a step down for Zouma, and Zouma knows that, we know that, everyone knows this, right? He's going to West Ham, a team that, I think it will suit the way he plays. I think the way they play, they're not really a possession-based team. They're somebody always on the front foot, and, they always like to, I think they're just physical. They're a very physical team, and they work very hard. So I think that will suit Zouma and the way his stature of style is. Obviously it doesn't suit the way we want to play. Do you understand? Obviously, you have to be very good on the ball and stuff like that. And Zuma's not as good on the ball as the rest of our defenders. That doesn't mean he's bad on the ball. I think he's decent on the ball, just not as good as the rest of our players. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And the potential incoming of Jules Kounde. He's just not better on the ball than any of those guys. Now, obviously, the first time when negotiations happened between West Ham and Chelsea, obviously, Zouma was sort of the issue because they couldn't afford his wages and what Zouma was demanding. Zouma was demanding somewhere around 100 to 130k a week, and West Ham were just not willing to pay that. And now it looks like it was sort of a stumbling block again. Obviously, now that Chelsea and West Ham have actually agreed a fee, it's all down to Zouma and for West Ham to agree, personal terms, contracts, bonuses, all of that. So, and apparently over the last couple of hours, Fabrizio Romano has just said that West Ham are close to signing Zouma on a 5-year deal, meaning they must come close to personal terms. It must mean they must have agreed on the contract length, obviously, and they've nearly agreed on the wages as well. Zouma, at the end of the day, I don't blame him for asking West Ham to pay him anywhere between 100 and 130 grand a week, because at the end of the day, he's making a step down in his career. West Ham, they're a team that, yes, they're actually on the rise, to be fair to them, and I've got to say fair play to them. This time last year, they just about survived relegation, and they didn't have a good transfer window, even though Souček and Soufal were actually pretty good, and people were tipping them to go to relegation. Now people are tipping them to potentially challenge again for the top 6. This just shows what a year in difference it makes. And I thought this season they might have the concern with the fans coming back in and stuff like that. But it looks like they might be positive this season, West Ham fans, and they have the right to be. They're about to sign a really good player in Zouma. I think he's going to suit the way David Moyes exactly wants to play. And I think he's a really good defender, Zouma, and it's a good signing for them if it goes over the line. But it's this close, apparently, according to Fabrizio Romano. And that leads us straight to Jules Kounde, in which after that deal happens, we're pretty much going to sign Jules Kounde. In my opinion, personally, I know people are saying that Chelsea are going to submit a bid soon, an improvement bid to Jules Kounde. Obviously, Sevilla want around £68 million. Chelsea are going to offer something around that. Me personally, I think an agreement's already in place. I think Chelsea and Sevilla have agreed a fee for Jules Kounde. Obviously, personal terms between us and Jules Kounde have already been agreed wages, bonuses, all of that. Personal terms have all been agreed. That was the easiest part. It's been agreed since like a month ago or something like that. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So I've got to say, in my opinion, look, I still have my stance on Jules Kounde, but I understand why Chelsea won him. I don't understand why someone like Tuchel would be interested in Jules Kounde, because at the end of the day, one, Aspilicueta, he's slowly coming to the end of his Chelsea career. Obviously, today was 9 years since he signed for the club. Boy, he's been here 9 years, It's been such a journey, and he's won literally nearly every single trophy. He's only got the Club World Cup left, and hopefully he can lift that. And if he lifts that, he already is Chelsea's most decorated player ever. He's our most decorated player ever. He's won every single trophy, nearly every single trophy with this club. So I gotta say, fair play to Aspie on that. But we all know his career with Chelsea will come to an end soon, within a year, 2 years, stuff like that. Thiago Silva's 36, turning 37 soon, so he will have to move on soon. So the club are thinking ahead with a signing like Jules Kounde, 22 years old, very good on the ball, good aerially, to be fair, for somebody who is 5'10" as well. So I gotta say, the deal does make sense. I'm gonna support him if he comes in. Me personally, look, I'd rather keep Zouma in and not buy Kounde, and get Kounde next year when a Thiago Silva or possibly an Aspilicueta moves on. But we're going to get him this summer, and look, I don't really mind, to be honest. I mean, for me, there's no rush to get a centre-back. We've already got so many here, and this defence is one of the best in Europe, and the numbers do tell you that. So, look, if we get him, I don't mind in it. But Zouma looks like he is going to leave, as he is close to joining West Ham for 30 million euros, which is 25 million pounds. Personal terms have nearly been agreed on a 5-year contract, meaning now we can start bidding for Jules Kounde and get him in as soon as possible, because I think it looks like we will get him in. Now, obviously, the next piece of news I want to talk about is on Saul. Saul Niguez, interesting one. Now, obviously, CFC News page, I would say, was the first person to really develop this news and actually break it to us, saying that Chelsea are looking at the possibility of signing Saul on a loan with an option to buy potentially. And apparently Saul himself is ready to move to the Premier League. The reason for this is Saul obviously wants to leave Atletico, and Atletico are trying to find suitors for him. They're offering him to clubs, and with Chelsea, it's the case of a midfielder is a priority, but it's not. Do you understand? And it feels like with Chelsea, if there's an opportunity to sign a midfielder, Chelsea will do it. Now, obviously, CFC Newspage said that Tuchel does like Saul. He is his preferred midfield choice over Tchouameni, which is very interesting, and I find very weird and hard to believe. But CFC Newspage has been reliable with this Saul news, so there's no reason for me not to believe him in this particular situation. And I look at Saul as a player. Let me just give my thoughts and opinions on this. I don't think he's the profile of midfielder we need. I think we need somebody who has the similar type to a Jorginho or an N'Golo Kante. Saul, I look at him, he's more of a... How can I say this? He's more of a... He doesn't fit the profile of a midfielder we need. He's not that Declan Rice or Tchouameni mold. Like, we've been looking at Tchouameni, Declan Rice as the main target. And then Saul, different midfielder completely. And look, I do rate Saul. I think he is a really good player. And I think, as a fourth choice midfielder, that is really good. I don't think he's actually better than any of our midfielders, to be honest. In terms of certain attributes, I don't think he's a better dribbler than Kovacic. I don't think he has a better engine than N'Golo Kante. I don't think his passing is better than Jorginho. But he's still good at all those things. Don't get it twisted at all. He is good going forward in terms of the attacking ability. I would say yes, he's better than Kante and Kovacic and Jorginho. But is that what we really need? That is just my question over this transfer. Now, of course, I'll take Saul. If it's the case of we're not going to get Tchouameni and Declan Rice is too expensive, 100%, I will take Saul on a loan with an option to buy. Like, yes, he's a quality player. I've never even doubted his abilities, and I really think it would be a good addition to the squad. I'm just questioning whether that's the type of profile we need. But at the end of the day, we just need a midfielder. And look, if Saul comes in on a loan, which is very likely, then it could happen. But Man United have also been looking at him over the last 24 hours, and it looks like maybe Chelsea are maybe in advanced talks more than Manchester United, but I bet Man United will probably put an offer on the table very, very soon. I mean, they have been interested in him for a while, and it looks like Saul would have to pick between Chelsea and Manchester United. We'll see who he picks. Is he going to pick, what's he going to pick in terms of ambition? Is he going to pick who the bigger club is or where they're at right now? Who knows what he's going to do? Me personally, I'll take him at the end of the day. Tell me your thoughts down below on Saul. Would you take him at Chelsea? If you do, tell me why. If you don't, why not? And I'd understand both sides because he's a quality footballer and you would take him for the abilities he has. But he's not the profile of midfielder we want in our team. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's not me trying to downplay Saul. I'm just saying we need somebody who's... You're looking at Declan Rice and Tchouameni. These are players that are similar to Jorginho and Kante. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? In my opinion, Saul, for me, is not similar to Jorginho or Kante. And we need somebody who's similar to those two players because we don't have enough of that. Kovacic, box-to-box midfielder. Ruben, defensively, ain't the best box-to-box midfielder as well. Ampadu, is he ready, really, to be our fourth-choice midfielder just like that? Or does he need a loan move? Yeah, so tell me your thoughts down below on Saul and the potential loan move. Credit to CFC News page. He was the first one to report on this news. And yeah, we'll see what happens over the next few hours because I bet there's going to be developments by this time this video's out. Obviously, those developments on Zouma. I was about to make the video about Zouma. Obviously, I have now, obviously. But, like, I was going to say how the stumbling block was the wages until Fab literally came out before I started recording saying he's close to joining West Ham. For 30 million, and they've nearly agreed personal terms. So yeah, who knows? Saul could literally be done by right now I'm recording this, you understand? So yeah, lastly, I just want to talk about quickly the outgoings. Obviously, Ugbo and Zappacosta. Zappacosta has finally left Chelsea Football Club. He has joined Atalanta for 10 million euros, which for me, I can't believe we managed to get that amount of money out of him. I'm kind of surprised, to be fair. So good luck to him, fair play. You know, his most memorable thing at Chelsea will be that a ridiculous goal he scored on his debut against, who was it? Was it Qatar? Who was it against? Like, Qatar or them man there, like, who was it? Oh, I forgot the team's name, but I know they're based in Azerbaijan. I can't believe Kabag? Is it Kabag? Who cares anyway? That ridiculous goal he scored where he was supposed to cross it, but it ended up in the back of the net. That's his most memorable thing he done at Chelsea. 10 million euros. I can't believe we got that out of him. So, fair play to Chelsea. And then, obviously, Ugbo is going to Genk, despite late interest from Marseille, who tried to hijack the deal. But he still decided, Ugbo, to go to Genk. 7.5 million euros. And that is absolutely brilliant news. We've gotten Zappacosta and Ugbo. Two players, one's a fringe player, one's come from the academy for 17.5 million, which is around 15 million. And obviously with all the sales of those two, plus Livramento, plus Tomori, Gehi, Tammy, all these guys, our funds are now of player sales gone to over 100 million pounds, which is absolutely brilliant. Marina Granovskaya and her negotiation skills, top quality. So yeah, guys, tell me your thoughts below on those two being sold. Tell me your thoughts below on Kurt Zouma, imminent move to West Ham. Jules Kounde potentially coming to Chelsea after Zouma does eventually leave. And obviously tell me your thoughts on Saul. That's the main one I want to know. Tell me your thoughts on Saul. Do you think he's the profile midfielder we need? Or is it just like, yo, it doesn't matter what type of player he is. We just need a midfielder. Get him in now. If that's your opinion, fair enough. Tell me down below. If you did enjoy this video, please like, comment, subscribe, turn those post notifications, follow my social media down below, and most importantly, people, share this video. And I'll see you guys, once again, as I always say, whenever I see you guys, because I don't know when I'm going to next make a video. Anyway, I'll see you guys whenever. Peace!